Hey everyone, hope you're well. It's been an interesting afternoon for me because when I wanted to set this room up, I asked Claire if I could get this awesome looking corner desk, and she measured out the space. She got my tape measure out and she measured out the space, and she said that's going to take up 200 centimeters. That's too far. You can't have a 2 meter long desk. That's going to be too much for the room. So I settled with this 120 centimeter desk, and then moving everything around. That's part of the reason it caved in yesterday. Every time I did a vlog or a stream or something, I had to move all my work stuff onto the side and pull all the monitors around and rearrange everything. And then the next day I'd have to move the monitors back and put the computer in and that. So she relented and finally let me buy the exact same desk to put lengthways to my right, which you can't see, but it's there. My work desk is there. It just means all I need to do is turn my chair each day. I measured them after I'd put them together, and she's got her way. It measures 199 centimeters now. She's happy with that. She thinks that'll do. She gets what she wants. I get what I want. Compromise. That's what marriage is all about. What I did find while I was moving the desks and everything, I thought to myself, I need to fix this ongoing issue I've had where I'm either falling off the bottom of the screen, my face is down here, or it's up there, and I can't get a happy in the middle kind of thing. So I went to move the camera, and NVIDIA come up with a little setting saying you got to rearrange something or other on your speakers or whatever it was anyway. But it has a so you can't hear the fan because this NVIDIA thing's filtering out the fan. There's also a speaker version of that for me that I can use to filter out background noise. But there's also a camera feature on it that I didn't know. So when I clicked that, the camera it gave me was like you can see the shelf up here. You can see way wider than what you're seeing now on this vlog. And I was like, how does that work? So when I come back in to start recording, I started moving it around, and it turns out I can move the picture up, down, left, and right. There's so much overlap that I'm getting confused where my hands are because my hands should be on camera at this bit, but they're not. So I fixed that now, but it also means I need to sort out like this shelf and I'll rearrange. But I'm a moron. Past me sets things up, doesn't remember what on earth I did with them. And so for weeks now, I've been thinking I really need to figure out where to put that camera because I've been moving the camera every single stream, every single vlog, everything. It gets knocked in a day or the monitors move. And now it turns out all I needed to do was put the video in the right place. So yeah, little ramble there, I know, but it's just what I've been doing for the past sort of half an hour while I was putting the desk together. And the desk arrived broken. I've kind of put it together anyway because I figure they're gonna want me to send me another one to replace it with, I assume, and it's quite easy to get the legs off. But the smallest part of me is hoping if I have a right result that they'll say, we'll send you a new one or we'll give you a refund, but don't waste time sending it back, just bin it. At that point, I'll keep it. It's only broken in a corner that I'm not really using, but I paid for a brand new desk and I've got this broken one. It doesn't matter. I'm just, again, a tangent. So, yeah, thank you for all of the amazing comments, feedback, responses, support in the last vlog. I've been buzzing. You can probably tell by how excited I am at the start of this one. I just feel really. um, I've been banging on about it to Claire and my mum and my sister, and just the bits that have annoyed me, I'm ranting about. The bits that the support from you lot has been lovely. The advice you've given and that kind of thing's been lovely, and something really good happened today. So you all suggested find local groups. I am already in a local group, like a Deep in Autism group that Anna was in. That I think she invited me to. It was set up, and I saw Anna join it, so I joined it thinking it'd be useful for Oliver. And then that is one of the reasons why that group is one of the reasons why I started to really wonder after people like Kev had said, "Yeah, you are," and people had started suggesting I am being in there's like people my age who all kind of talk about things that they just find really frustrating about them being autistic that they have on a day-to-day basis. And so I started having conversations with them where I'd say, well, I'm not sure, and like my son is, but I might not be. And then they'd say, well, actually, when I got diagnosed, it turned out my dad was as well, and all of this. I'm like, okay, interesting. So I told the admin of that group about what was happening like about a week or two back, and we'd been chatting, and she told me that doctor did the same to her, and it was a complete faff, and blah blah blah, and he was an idiot, and she'd still got her diagnosis because it was like 6 years ago, but then somebody else in the group who she's best friends with had the same problem with him, and then she'd gone and paid £600 for it. So I didn't post in the group for a while. And then after you lot kind of said, you should talk to people about this because they might give you advice, I went in there and I had a little whinge and just said, look, this is where I am. This is what's happened. I'm very frustrated because I was counting on them listening to me and giving me a chance to kind of review it and get to grips with it and figure it out. A few people responded, and then a lady responded saying, "I'm just trying to read her message," but she said that the Autism Act gives adults the right to an assessment if certain criteria are met. Their GP tried to fob them off, but she wrote a letter explaining the things she struggles with and the reasons they wanted the assessment. They had to wait on the waiting list for 2 years and finally had the assessments a couple of weeks ago. They kept fighting for it and they got there in the end. So she said to me, keep trying, don't get fobbed off. And then she said, try ringing this team. And she sent me a autism diagnostic and liaison team in Grantham, which is my area. So I live in South Kesteven. Deeping is in South Kesteven. Grantham's in South Kesteven. We always have this bit of a bee in our bonnet locally that Grantham's kind of where they spend all the money. So they absolutely hurl money at Grantham. And then in Deeping, there's like holes in the roads and we've got this leisure centre that's falling down and all this stuff. So I emailed them saying, look, I told my doctor I thought I might be autistic, and the doctor just told me that adults aren't and don't get autism, and acted really flippant about it. And then I said I complained. I spoke to a new doctor. Her second opinion was, that's probably not what he meant. And I'm like, that's literally what he said. But you can't get a diagnosis around here, blah, blah, blah. I sent that email at, I think it was like 10:50 today, 10:55. I was looking at I realised it's on my phone. By 11:52, they'd responded saying, hang on, no, I got that the wrong way around, but that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. Within half an hour, they emailed me back actually saying, morning, Richard. Sorry you've had such a bad experience with your GP surgery. We're more than happy to accept a self-referral from yourself because of this. Therefore, please see attached referral form for you to complete. So she's just sort of apologised that they've been such a pain and let me self-refer. Now that was, I was so excited. I filled it out there and then. I went on my lunch break and I just filled it out basically. It was interesting because it asked if I posed any risks, and I was like, well, not really. I kind of said I'm worried about the fact that I'm really loud, and when I get upset, I'm really loud, and when I'm trying to discipline my children, sometimes I can be a bit too loud, and I worry about that. I worry that they'll think that's how you deal with things, and I'm trying so hard not to, but I don't. It's a losing battle because I can't control. If I could control it, I wouldn't do it. But like earlier on, I was sat there eating dinner, and Ben bloody picked up a lid off of a Dr. Pepper bottle and just stuck it in his mouth. And I was like, what are you doing? Get that out of your mouth. Absolutely freaked me out, it did. Claire wasn't in the room and I just freaked out. I was just like, But then I thought, he's just going to think, what the hell? That was it wasn't an overreaction, really, because it was dangerous and I need him to understand he can't do it. But I react with that kind of level of loudness and really shouldn't. And I don't know how to stop it. So I said, that's the only thing I'm really worried about. I'm not worried. I don't hit out. I'm not a hitter. I don't hit people. I'm not physical. Never have been. And, I don't think anyone's at risk from harm. I didn't know whether to put about the fact that I got a bit I was sat in my car last year with the ball bouncing out front and the music next door, and I kind of just got a bit confused. It was half me being an idiot and half me being confused. I thought I could just roll my car back slightly by putting my foot on the brake and rolling it down. So I had one foot in the car and one out, but I kind of just got a bit confused because I was a bit exacerbated and reversed into the house. And I thought, I don't want to put that down in case they say I'm a risk in the car, because I've never had a problem driving. It was just at that moment I was such a mess. It happened, So anyway, I wrote everything else out. I gave them as much information as I could from I sort of pulled details from my complaint email. I've pulled details from just things people had said. They put an AQ10 test on there, which I've not seen one this short before. When I did the one with the doctor and one with Ollie, it was like 30 odd questions. This was 10 questions saying like, I often notice small sounds when others do not. I was like, yes. I was talking to Kevin Anna the other day about how the electric box connected to my Xbox makes this weird Morse code sound all the time, but no one else can hear it in the house, and it's absolutely driving me nuts. And I have to unplug it, and then it goes away. And I'm like, I said to him, I genuinely was worried that it was like hacked or something. Like, I was like, this sounds a bit mad, but I was like, I wondered if it was like connecting to the internet via the Xbox and then doing some sort of bloody, because I work in cybersecurity, so you could end up with a device that someone's put a little Bitcoin miner in and it ends up just using CPU power, or basically taking over the kit in your house and wasting the resources for it and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just worried something weird's going on with it, because I can just hear it making this noise, and yeah, no one else is noticing this in the house except me. And they're like, I'm going, listen. I'm like, it's there. And if I get it out and show them it, they're like, oh yeah, I can hear it like right up close. But I'm sitting the opposite side of the room going absolutely potty because I can hear this noise beeping. So yeah, that was an interesting one. They asked me if I can usually concentrate on the whole picture rather than the small details, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Do I find it easy to do more than one thing at once? And I was like, no. If there's an interruption, can I switch back to what I was doing very quickly? I was like, it depends. It really depends. That question I sat there for ages thinking about. So I put slightly disagree. I find it easy to read between the lines. I was just like, no, not at all. I kind of think I do sometimes, but when like someone like some of my friends will say is going to do this, or this is going to happen, or they'll think this, I'm sat there going, I feel like this isn't right, or they're not happy with that, or my impression is something's gone terribly wrong, and they're like, no, I listen to what they said, and I'm like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. I know if someone is, if someone listens to me is getting bored, I was like, I don't. My first thought was, I don't know that I've ever made someone bored talking at them, and then thought, yeah, that's probably a hard no. Then I really don't know. I can't remember ever having a conversation where I thought they're getting bored now. Sometimes I'm like, you haven't spoken for a while. Should I stop? But I know this happens to me. There's a guy I work with who he says he told me in his words that he had Asperger's. I don't know if that's still the way it's worded or what people say, but he told me he was diagnosed with Asperger's, and he'll sit and talk to me about Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm very much like, I don't know anything about this, and I don't know how to stop the conversation or move on or flip it. And I was at a thing the other day, and he just talked at me for about an hour and a half, maybe even longer, about Dungeons and Dragons, while I just listened and did not know how to. I was just like, yeah, okay, well, I've never played it. No, I don't really know anything about it, and that was literally all I could say while he talked. So I just thought he didn't know, and yeah, it made me wonder there. When I'm reading a story, I find it difficult to work out characters' intentions, and I was like, well, I remember reading Game of Thrones and just being like, I read more comics because I think it's a bit easier to tell who the bad guys are in that. It's kind of like, oh, that's a baddie. Yes, I know that he wants to do something naughty. Yeah, I don't know that I particularly. Whenever I used to read James Patterson books, I never knew who the killer was. I'd be getting to the page where he'd confirm it, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, wow." I don't know whether other people read them and think they're the most easy to figure out books ever, but I never did. I'd watch Sherlock and be like, "Never saw that coming." Would never figure it out. Whereas I kind of can predict where plots are going. I could be watching a program and think, "This is just formulaic. They're going to win at the end. This is how they're going to do it." But I don't know. It's a hard one, that. I like to collect information about categories of things, and I was like, oh, does Pokemon count? I ummed and ahed about that. I find it easy to work out what someone else is thinking or feeling just by looking at their face. I already covered I have no idea when Claire's annoyed with me. I always get a bit confused about it. I'm not very good at that. I can tell when someone's angry, but I often think people are angry pretty much all the time. I'm like, they seem angry, or they seem sad, or they seem happy, and it's like, I was sat watching Ollie learn about different emotions with his TA in lockdown, and I was like, looking at this picture, maybe that person looks extra jealous, maybe, but would I know if that person was jealous in real life? I don't know. Some of this, I'm not trying to play up some of this. You know what I mean? It's like it made me really think about it. And I find it difficult to work out people's intentions. Again, I was just like, the amount of times I've thought something was really innocent and then something major's happened, or someone asked me a question at work, I responded completely honestly, and then next thing I know, they're looking into whether someone's been doing the right things or whatever, and it's like, oh no, like they've asked me a question and I've just gone blah, and it's like, oh god, ugh. Sorry, so yeah, sorry, I feel a bit guilty having just wasted your time going through all 10 questions there, but I tended to go. I don't even know what I put. I've closed it, and that was stupid of me because that was the point of me having a look at it. I mean, I've tended to agree and disagree at ones where I'm looking at this thinking like I don't read between the lines. I don't know when people are bored. I don't know what people are thinking. I do find it difficult to work out intentions. I definitely notice small sounds. The story one I was kind of unsure on. If there's an interruption, I can switch back. I was like, it does depend. Like I was doing that just after trying to write some stuff at work, and I'd been distracted so many times, and I didn't get it done. I didn't actually finish it today. So I think the answer is no. I don't find it easy to get back into it, but I find those questions really awkward because you could probably find an example every time, and that's my problem. I look at every single example and think, well, there was that time I did that, and I'm like, right, but is that enough? It's hard, but I submitted it anyway. They're not going to make a decision off just the back of that. I've asked them when I will find out any more information from them. We'll hear from them next. I'm sort of assuming they'll just say, right, we'll talk to you in 2 years' time. Do you know what I mean? That's what this lady in the group said happened to her, but I hope not. Part of my problem, I'm very impatient. You know what I'm like? I mean, I've spent the past few months waiting for the PC, the garage, you know, still trying to get my head shaved, but this stupid mole thing's not going quick enough, and it drives me a bit potty waiting. I hate waiting, and having to wait 2 years for this will be a bit of a ridiculous one. But I guess it's just the way it is. I'm hoping they'll just, I don't know. Part of me's hoping they'll just come back and go, do you know what? Just come over tomorrow. They won't do that, but it'd be nice if they did. I'm just trying to think what else has happened today now. Ollie's not been out since the problems he had earlier in the week with people complaining. And my word, does he seem a lot happier. He seems like a much happier kid not having the stress of having to socialize. I think he likes the idea of socializing, but when he gets out there, he realizes that it's just a nightmare. And yeah, kudos to him for figuring that out at the age of 8, because most people take years to figure out that socializing is too much hard work. Obviously not. He needs friends and he will have friends. I just mean these are just random neighbours who are just argumentative and rude, and I'm glad he's kind of taking some space from them. Emily's been out with her friends, having a great time. She's loving it, and Ben's been at nursery. He finishes nursery soon, and his lady gave him a birthday present yesterday because I don't think she was in today, and she said I might not see him again now, which is really sad. She was Emily's, Oliver's, and Ben's key person at nursery, and so she always asks how they are when we go there. But the other week when I picked him up, she just went to me, he's awesome, isn't he? And I was like, what? And she's like, Ben, he's just amazing. I think he's just absolutely amazing. She's like, I love him. He's brilliant. And I was like, that's really sweet. She's great. She is great. She loved Ollie as well. She's great. And it's a shame that they won't get to see her anymore because like the setting couldn't really handle Ollie's needs, and so we can't really put Ben in there. We can for sometimes over holidays and stuff, but we can't put Ollie in there. So it'd be pointless sending Ben there and not Ollie, because then we still have a kid at home. So it's a bit like, blah. You know, if they were talking about expanding the building they're in and stuff like that, so that maybe he could go back, but it's just not suitable. And I wouldn't want to send him in there if he was going to start accidentally hitting out when he got overwhelmed. So that's a shame. It's one of those things that's been bothering me a bit, that we don't really have a solution where we can send Ben and Ollie in together and it will run smoothly. So I'm lucky my mum lives up here now, because I'm kind of hoping that, bless them, they've got all clear. My dad's got all clear from COVID now. My mum sent a test off to see whether she caught it at all during the period, because she got no symptoms. The test come back saying you broke the test, do it again. So she had to do another test, and she can't leave the house until she gets the all clear. So I'm here thinking, when you get the all clear, we'll come and visit you. I mean, she's been telling me to come around for dinner constantly before it. So I was thinking, well, once she's all clear, she can come around here and just play with the kids. You know, they could just, when Claire and I are at work, they could just come around here for the day and chill out and have fun and just help out a bit, but not too much, because I'll be here, if that makes sense. Like, it wouldn't be strenuous for them. I think they'd enjoy it, you know, and I'm hoping that'll be the answer. But yeah, it's sad to think he's finishing nursery, Ben, soon. This is the point. I always joke, this is the point where Claire starts wanting another one. But she's been more annoyed when I've said it this time than any of the other 3 times, or 2 times, should I say. With both Ollie and Ben, she was like, no, not yet, not ready, not yet. And then she was like, actually, yeah. This time she's just like, shut up. Like, no, it's definitely not. We have not got the room. I don't want to do it again. It's too much hassle. It's too hard. So yeah, I'm hoping that that's the end of that, because not that I wouldn't mind more of these lot, but it is hard work. I'm looking forward to having, like, I want Ben to get, once you're 5, you're kind of quite used to running yourself, aren't you? So it's like, you know, Emily become quite easy at 5. Ollie got easier at 5, but obviously then dipped a bit, and now he's back up. But yeah, hopefully Ben will just become Mr. Independent. He's suddenly obsessed with football, which is quite cool. And I don't know if I mentioned we went to the park. I think I did actually, because I said we ended up taking penalties. We went to the park to play it, and he kind of bottled it a bit, bless him. But he loves the idea of playing football. He goes every Friday now. So I'm hoping, because my brother-in-law works in football, I'm counting on him basically getting my son some trials when he's older. I'll be like, get him in at your club, and then hopefully Spurs will get wind, and we'll get him in at Spurs for a trial. And then, hopefully Ben can become the next England captain, and then I could just retire, basically. I could be like all those other footballers' dads who just like, yeah, cool, I'm in there. I'm always in the crowd giving a thumbs up on the camera, and they could just talk about how they did it all for their mum and dad, and I'll just be like, yeah, Ben Bass, England captain, World Cup winner, that's what it'll be. He probably won't. He'll probably get bored of it like the other two did. But yeah, I think that is everything that I have to really talk about. I feel like I've rambled my face off today. I need to mention the apnea thing. I can't remember the word. The bloody doctors. I rang them and said, "So how did I get this machine then that you're gonna give me?" And they said, "We need to refer you to the sleep clinic." And I was like, "Well, you told me you'd already done that, and they've diagnosed me." And I said, "Yeah, but then you didn't. We need to get you the device." So I'm waiting for a letter now to tell me how to get the device. I'm worried that will involve driving. It's like a 45-minute drive and then 45 minutes back, a 90-minute round trip to pick up the device, and that'll be the extent of it. So I'm hoping I can post it if I push enough back. But I don't know when I'm going to get that. Like Lee was saying, get it immediately. Lee McElwain in the comments was saying, I get it immediately. It's a real big deal. And I get it. I'm excited to get it. I want to get it because I'm thinking, if I start wearing that and I'm suddenly feeling super awake all the time and have the energy to do things, that's going to be mind blowing. I've not had energy to do things in ages, and I know I do a lot of sit. I mean, my mum always goes, "You do a lot. You sit around. Well, she doesn't say you sit around. She goes, you do your vlogs, you do your streams, you do your this, your that." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they're all sitting in a chair. I can sit at a camera and talk. I can play a game while on camera. I can write stuff. Not that I've been writing much lately. The problem I've got is I can't. I was trying to do training at work earlier, and I couldn't read. I'm trying to read the page, and I was like, I can't get any of this. None of this is going in. It was just nonsense. I accidentally clicked what I thought was the learning stuff. I clicked the exam. I ended up starting a bloody exam on cybersecurity that I hadn't even read. I've got to caveat that and say, actually, I did the exam, and it was out of 100%. Obviously, out of 100%, I got 87 without any. I was like, okay, I know quite a bit of this. I must admit, I googled what a couple of words meant because I was like, I don't know what that means. But now, I can't remember them now. But at the time, I knew what they meant, and I was like, right, yeah, I know what that means. Right, cool. So that was good, but that was the level I was dealing with earlier. I couldn't focus, and I was I was just winging it. And I thought, okay, I mean, last night was a bit different because I didn't realise Claire's been setting an alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning so she can watch the Olympics. She was going to bed at like 9, watching the Olympics at 3. So last night, I heard the alarm go off and was like, what the hell? And she's like, you don't normally wake up. And I was like, don't I? I don't know. I don't think I do. But last night, she was laying there watching this like athletics while I was laying next to her trying to get back to sleep. That didn't work very well. But yeah, other nights I've presumably slept through it and not helped. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I forgot how I even got on that. Oh, yeah, apnea. So yeah, I'm hoping if they give me this magic machine, I'll suddenly be like elevated. I'll be like, for those of you who used to watch Futurama, there's an episode where Fry drinks, I think it's 100 coffees, and suddenly he starts moving at a heightened speed, and he's basically running in Flash time from the Flash, where everyone else is still and he's moving between it all. I'll be like that. I'll basically get a full night's kip, and then suddenly I'll have churned out 4 books, and I've recorded a month of vlogs, and I'll have, I don't know, edited my damn YouTube series at last, which I haven't done yet. But I've got reasonable expectations for this this device. I think it's hopefully going to make a difference because I need something. But yeah, so it's been an interesting day. I really felt downbeat before I did the vlog. Felt really good with the feedback. I feel amazing now. This diagnostic team has got back to me. I can't remember bloody words. Autism diagnostic and liaison team. I'm hoping the fact that I'm on their radar now will mean I'll get support either way. They've asked what I want the outcome to be. I've kind of said, look, even if you decide I'm not I need help figuring out these other things, the annoying repetitive sounds that make me fall apart. Like, come on, what, you know, how do you help someone with autism? Someone autistic, sorry, not someone with autism. I know that's not the way to say it. How do you help someone autistic cope with repetitive sounds that destroy them? Because other than having something on my ears, which I don't really like, I don't like having my ears pushed in. I don't really know what to do. So yeah, who knows? I play music to cover it at the moment. That's so Molly stays in the other room because she makes a lot of repetitive sounds, and I have music on. I can't hear anything else. It's just the answer, the only answer I've got at the moment. But that annoys everybody else because I end up playing the same annoying music every single day. Anyway, that's my lot for today. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry these have been extra long. I hope you're all right with it. Let me know how your week's going. It's Thursday, isn't it? Christ, it's Friday tomorrow. Weekend coming up. I think Claire's going away Saturday for the day and with her friends from work. So I'll be fighting with the kids all day. It'll be fun. But yeah, I'm this close now. I've got a week of work and then I'm off for a week. And Claire's off next week and the week after. So hopefully we'll go on some adventures. That is the plan. Adventures galore. Um, Although I did say to Claire I don't really want to go out every day because I need to get my stuff edited. But I'll do both. I'll figure it out. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. Let me know how you're getting on. Let me know how your experience with. I'm checking the name again. I'm guessing the Autism Diagnostic and Liaison team is quite a common team that every area must have. It's NHS as well, so I didn't mention that. As far as I understand it, this isn't going to cost me anything. I'm a bit miffed that the doctors didn't know about it, and once I've dealt with them, and if I get a diagnosis out of them, I will then go back to the doctors with a full written statement saying, damn it, you give this to people from now on, you bunch of charlatans, and I'll order them to follow the damn process properly. But if it's no good, it's no good. I mean, fingers crossed so far, it seems positive. But yeah, if you are in a similar position to me ever, Autism Diagnostic and Liaison team, just check if you live near one. Especially if you live near Grantham, then your quid's in. I can give you the email address and you're sorted. So yeah, anyway, to wrap up, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're all well, and I'll see you all. I'll be streaming on Sunday. I'll be doing the podcast on Friday, and I'll be doing another vlog on Tuesday. Cheers.